Karen's crowbar gleamed with malicious intent, a steel extension of her sneer as she swung at my solar panels like a scorned deity smiting progress. The woman who ruled our HOA with a clipboard and a vendetta was about to learn that cameras don't lie, but she would. It started with a note, passive-aggressive and taped to my mailbox like a middle school prank. Solar panels violate HOA aesthetic guidelines. Remove by Friday or face fines. Signed, of course, by Karen Waddle, president of the Sunny Acres Homeowners Association, whose self-appointed mission was to make our cul-de-sac as joyless as her faded floral dresses. I'd installed those panels to cut my energy bill and maybe, just maybe, do something good for the planet. But to Karen, they were a personal insult, a blight on her vision of suburban perfection, manicured lawns, identical mailboxes, and not a whisper of individuality. I ignored the note. Big mistake. By Wednesday, Karen was at my doorstep, her jowls quivering with righteous fury. "You think you're above the rules, don't you, Mia?" she spat, her voice dripping with the kind of condescension that makes you want to scream. "I'm a single mom, a mechanic by trade, and I'd scraped together every penny for those panels. They weren't just an eco-statement. They were my lifeline to keeping the lights on for my daughter, Ellie." I tried reasoning with her. "Karen, they're efficient. They're hidden behind the hedge. Nobody sees them." Her eyes narrowed, and she muttered something about standards before waddling off, her orthopedic shoes slapping the pavement like a metronome of doom. Thursday night, I caught her snooping. Ellie, my 8-year-old with a knack for noticing everything, tugged my sleeve at dinner. "Mom, that mean lady's in our backyard." I peered through the blinds, and there she was, Karen, flashlight in hand, inspecting my panels like a detective in a bad crime drama. I didn't confront her then. I should have. Instead, I checked the security camera I'd installed after a rash of mailbox thefts last year. It had a clear view of the backyard, motion activated, and Karen was starring in her own incriminating close-up. Friday evening, the real show began. I was wrenching on a neighbor's carburetor in my garage when Ellie's scream pierced the air. "Mom, she's breaking our stuff." I sprinted to the backyard, heart pounding, and there was Karen, crowbar in hand, smashing my solar panels like a one-woman demolition crew. Shards of glass glittered on the grass, catching the fading sunlight. My neighbor, Mr. Torres, a retired veteran with a temper as short as his fuse, was already yelling from his side of the fence. "What the hell are you doing, Karen?" She didn't flinch, just sneered and swung again, the crack of breaking glass echoing like a gunshot. "Stop!" I shouted, my voice raw with fury. Karen froze mid-swing, her chins wobbling as she turned to face me. "This is for your own good, Mia," she said, her tone so patronizing I wanted to hurl the nearest rock. "You're ruining the neighborhood's value." Mr. Torres was apoplectic, his face red as he gripped the fence. "You're a lunatic, Karen. Those panels cost thousands." She scoffed, tossing her crowbar into the grass like a toddler done with a toy. "File a complaint, old man. See who the board sides with." That's when I noticed Ellie, my brave little girl, standing by the porch, her phone trembling in her hands as she recorded everything. Karen hadn't seen her. She hadn't seen the security camera either, its red light blinking steadily from the corner of the house. I felt a surge of something, anger, yes, but also a grim satisfaction. Karen was about to dig her own grave, and I had the shovel. The next morning, I called the police. Karen's smugness evaporated when 2 officers knocked on her door, a copy of my footage in hand. I watched from my porch as she stammered, her usual bluster reduced to a pathetic whine. "It's my right to enforce HOA rules," she insisted, but the officers weren't buying it. "Vandalism is vandalism, and my panel's $8,000 worth of shattered dreams were evidence enough." They cuffed her, right there in her driveway, her neighbors gawking as she was led to the squad car. Mr. Torres gave me a nod, the kind that says, "Justice tastes sweet." But justice wasn't the end of it. The HOA board, spineless as they were, tried to downplay the incident. Karen acted alone, they claimed, distancing themselves from their tyrant-in-chief. I wasn't letting them off that easy. I rallied the neighbors, Mr. Torres, the young couple across the street, even quiet Mrs. Lynn, who'd never spoken up before. We showed up to the next HOA meeting with a petition: dissolve the board or face a lawsuit. My footage of Karen's rampage played on a loop, projected on the community center's wall, her crowbar swings a silent indictment. The board caved. Karen resigned in disgrace, her reign of petty tyranny over. Ellie, though, was the real hero. She'd uploaded her video to the neighborhood's X page, where it went viral among local groups. Comments poured in. HOA Karen got what she deserved, and protect those solar panels, girl. My daughter, shy as she was, beamed with pride. She'd stood up to a bully, not with fists or shouts, but with a phone and a steady hand. I replaced the panels with insurance money, and Mr. Torres helped me install a new camera system, motion sensors, night vision, the works. Karen's house went up for sale a month later. Rumor has it she moved to a condo where the HOA is stricter than she ever was. Poetic, isn't it? Still, I couldn't shake the weight of it all. Karen wasn't just a caricature. She was a person, broken in her own way, wielding power to mask whatever insecurities festered beneath her bravado. I didn't hate her, not really. I pitied her. She'd alienated everyone, lost her throne, and for what? A grudge against progress? A need to control? Her downfall wasn't just the arrest or the viral video. It was the loneliness she'd built, brick by brick, with every sneer and swing. I sat with Ellie one night, the new panels soaking up moonlight outside. Why was she so mean, Mom? My daughter asked, her eyes searching for answers I didn't have. Some people, I said, think putting others down makes them feel bigger, but it just makes them small. Ellie nodded, her small hand in mine, and I knew she'd carry that lesson forward. The world doesn't need more Karens, swinging crowbars at what's good. It needs more Ellies, holding up a lens to show the truth. The end. /Z artifact.